let me teach you how you turn a top 4 into an even bigger high roll. This game is a perfect example. I'm even taking murlocs over Xyrella here to shake things up. I think murlocs actually has a lot of potential in double token lobby with murlocs and beast. And I play Xyrella quite a lot, so I want to change things up. Now I hear about the shop because we didn't have a token, and we still have no token. I'm just gonna take a weaver, I guess. I'm not freezing this because you really want to try and find a token. Like I'm even rolling the shop even though there's a pair. And we found a token. And the main reason why I'm saying turning a top 4 into a high roll, I'm facing someone super early on who I thought was just gonna win the lobby on the spot, but didn't. And I also am in a really good position to just top 4 easily and play a great tempo comp, but I won't be able to succeed with that because of my opponents. You'll see what I mean in a second. Again, I'm being pretty vague here. I don't want to spoil the video. But look at this early game, man. We got a triple weaver and we got another token because I hear about the mummy. This turn was the only awkward one that I wasn't 100% sure about, but we got rewarded for the play. I'm just probably going to warrior curve this. I don't really see a way to cleanly chief curve, which means leveling here because I would have to freeze and then I still need to buy 2 cards. Though, like a triple weaver is also just an amazing triple to hit. Token triples and murlocs are like awkward because you would like to hero power your tokens instead, because you want more tempo on the board. But because I'm so healthy and because I already have all the potential, I feel like it's okay to just hero power the shop, trying to hit this triple on the murloc. If we don't, I can just buy whatever is the stronger card in the shop and probably buy the weaver triple hold in hand. And next turn I need to sell double level. So this video is also filled with cool moments that you could pause the video and try and figure out what the best play is, because there's a lot of different lines you can take here. You could just keep on freezing, hero power different stuff like the murlocs. And there's even a triple here in my shop, which could be bait. I want you to figure that out as well. And how do you do this turn? I decide to just level, sell a murloc level, because I can hero power the other murloc. I give up on a pair, but I know I have another triple in shop, and I don't think this triple is bait. Now, I find a high main, which is just amazing tempo. I don't think I need to hero power that. I'll just be super strong. I'll hero power this murloc instead, trying to find maybe a pair onto the taunt, onto the other demon, or onto one of the demons in shop, so I only have to buy 2. The reason why I don't think it's bait is because it's 9 gold, but I get a golden trickster, which is not horrible. I get +12/+12 onto my weaver, and I get another shot at discovering a 4-drop, and avenge is in. Like if I hit a impatient doomsayer, my demon comp is looking very spicy already, since I have the high main, the other demon, the Death Rattle 1 tricky, what was it called? Icky Imp, right? So I mean, I would love to give it another go, and I think the tempo is definitely worth it as well from this guy. And even if I don't hit avenge, like I have a golden trick that I could buff up if I go menagerie, whatever. We hit, I guess Big Fernal is another stat bonus for my weaver, and it could skill up with the Icky Imp. I decide to now hero power the high main because I missed on avenge again, and Gribber is already pretty good. Like the weaver is gonna stay on the board. I could keep the trickster as well for quite a while, so let's hero power the Big Fernal instead. I know it skills +2/+2 with the Icky Imp, but I would still rather hit an avenge card. And we hit tank, which is amazing tempo. So I'm super strong. This is turn 6, by the way, so 8 gold, and I have a tank. I have a skilling Gribber with 2 goldens, a massive weaver, and I feel like I'm pretty much unstoppable. So we almost always level here, trying to find better cards to snowball. We're facing someone who went to tier 5 with a triple, and on 47 HP, playing Sarfing, which is a pretty bad hero. Also, I don't want to buy a card here. I just roll and hero power, trying to find obviously a good avenge card or a pair or a grubber, and there is the grubber. So I'm going to give up on one of my avenge cards. The tank now becomes a little bit worse, but I'm going to value the scaling instead. And beautiful board, right? This is a board that easily gets a 4, but how are we going to get first? This guy has full HP, even more, with a buster on the board already. We do deal some damage to them, but if they find a baron and some other tools, like they are very easily the strongest player in the lobby. Facing Hooktus now as well, who is also tripling into 6s, as I saw while scouting them. And I'm just gonna level. Like I don't think there's a reason to stay down. I could still roll avenge or roll grubber, but I need to use this momentum, the strength that I have, and my health, 37 HP. Here power tank looking for one of the triples onto grubber, or still impatient doomsayer. I missed, so I decided to just sell and buy this Catcher, not taking damage. And guess what? Hooktusk has 2 Felbats. So right away, I'm like, okay, I face someone with super early buster. Then I face someone, this is turn 8. We just hit 10 gold. who hits double Firebat, that's already massive, and a Gribber with 2 Goldens. Just a better comp than us already. And I'm starting to panic because I thought I high rolled, and I've seen multiple people that high roll harder than us at the moment. So that means I have to adapt playstyle. I could either level here again, or the shop is really good. I'm gonna try and figure out what the best play is. You can pause the video again as well. I'm just taking a Brann. I only have 2 tribes, so I do want a 3rd tribe. I'm just taking the Menace since you can modulate later to get full jug value and to potentially, you know, get more adepts if I ever find an Amalgadon. This Overseer in the shop is also great because it doesn't just give +4/+4 to my Trickster, that is a very valuable card, but also, you know, the extra +4/+4 onto Weaver. And I'm probably freezing the Brann. Now, this is not always correct, but because I need a massive high roll in order to win this lobby, I'll go for it. And on Malygos, I should be like pretty consistent at finding the triples, and I can just hero power 5 drops every turn, getting more odds of finding it. And then we're facing an Alakir. You can see the difference in power level and strength here. We deal 15, could have easily killed them. And now our quest is just to triple this Gold Gribber because it's kind of awkward to keep the pair on the board. To triple this Brann and fill our board with Amalgadon. So we're up against a mech player who we know is insane. We also know that Spore isn't going to be too good against them. So that's the 5 drop. I'm going to hero power here. And Ghoul could be a good tech card. We know they have like a bunch of mechs on the board, and generally speaking, mechs, Divine Shields, Ghoul could help me win the fight, because otherwise I might just take 15 here, and then I'm a little bit scared because I think someone might die next round, and if someone dies, then we are in trouble because there's no damage cap anymore. If I face Hook Tusk, I'm dead. I'm gonna freeze this shop because there is a jug, which is like okay, but it's also a Spore. So if I face someone strong like Demons next turn, I could just buy the Spore, or I can just hero power it if I face another mech player trying to triple the Brann. So I think the freeze was okay. As you can see, the mech player is indeed insane. The Ghoul didn't do that much because Mackerel just gets a shield anyway. The Flecto gets reset from the Buster. We only basically took down the shield on the pub bot. In the end, you know, I was worth the try. We're up against the Hook Tusk, the massive demon player, so I'm just taking this Spore now, looking for a different 5 to hero power, trying to hit that Brann. Going for, well, Saphin. And I think Saphin is actually a good card. Because poison, right? Like the main way I win this lobby or beat the insane high rolls is poison. Even though I have some great stats, I don't think it compares scaling wise. Plus, on top of that, if I find a lookout, I want to be able to level and play lookout and discover Amalgadons. And for that, I need a murloc on the board. And Stefan is obviously the best murloc for that. So, my menagerie, I don't care about the max since we never found a module. We found a golden Brann, finally. Didn't even have to hero power for it. Now, I need to flow 2 gold for it. One thing I could have done is held the jug in hand, which I think is probably better. I should have probably held the jug here, waste 1 less gold, but get like +6/+6 extra next turn. But I kind of wanted to all in here because I'm scared. Turns out my Spore is massive. His mic's not, you know, also kind of yikes. I put Brann early to get poison on Saphin, and we kill his biggest golden Firebat already with Saphin leading with us winning the fight. So we got kind of lucky. We were able to actually beat the Hook Tusk by properly teching around them. Just playing cards that, you know, are really good against big demons. And now with the golden Brann, we could decide to level to tier 6. So the main decision here is, do we go to 6 or not? There's a Hamul that I was considering if I could ever like force it to give me murlocs, but instead I'm taking Seafood Slinger and staying down, and my goal is to just find a Saphin. So I'm hero powering force for either the golden Gribber still that I'm looking for, which I now finally found, or for a wait, I said Saphin, I meant lookout, or a lookout. If I find lookout, I can golden it, level, I get a bunch of discovers. The odds of hitting a Amalgadon are really high. Well, if I level here, all I can really, like, I can still roll lookout or a Amalgadon, but I'm slow for a turn. We hit finally, like I mentioned, golden Gribber, so we have board space to maybe fit something else on the board. The triple was kind of shit. Still no Amalgadon after like 2 triples into 6 drops, but you know, I guess a little bit of stats. Now the Lich King also is doing Amalgadon stuff. They have 1 poison Divine Shield and 1 just Divine Shield Amalgadon, but they also have a reborn max on normal max now, so he also figured out what this lobby is doing and how to counter it. So one thing you'll notice is that people are strong and doing things, but as they notice what other people are high rolling, they're adapting their game plan as well into something that needs to counter those people, because they're guaranteed staying in the game till top 3, right? And there's the lookout. Now we're gonna pop off with our golden Brann Golden Lookout on tier 6. Our plan has been completed. Let's get those Amalgadons. We're up against a mech player as well. It's a lot about APM now. Now I do have 70 seconds, but the amount of discovers here is kind of insane. I'm looking to triple stuff like the Saphin, so that way we can maybe discover another Seafood Slinger, Hamul, or Amalgadon. There's 3 good 6 shops that we can hit. And, you know, I wasn't able to discover an Amalgadon from this lookout, kind of unlucky, but we got one from our 2 triples, so that's pretty good. Now I would like to find another Seafood Slinger, which is why I'm here powering 6 drops, or I guess Hummel, so that way I can golden one of my Amalgadons and I can discover more from lookouts, and we're probably doing a full pivot here. Let's see what this Hummel gets us, and it's another lookout, so that's why you gotta just keep going. Now I have a golden Brann with 3 tribes. Amalgadon should be good. I got shield with no poison. We do have Sefin, that's fine. Now the second Amalgadon has to be good. It also got a shield and no poison, so somehow with a golden Brann and at least 3 tribes, they're still pretty bad. I can poison them, but they have taunt, so it's not guaranteed, and I have no time to like play this other lookout as well. So that's one thing. Even though I just like went really early at 70 seconds, I still need to make important decisions. Because of that, I'm running out of time. I'm putting the other Amalgadon first because it has plants, hoping that it will at least poison one of the Amalgadons here. Brann goes in, the plants go in, and I poison the Dong in the back. But spoiler alert, I wasn't able to poison any of them, of course, and now I'm pretty mad. But we're able to kill the player with the early buster. So this guy had a super early Omega buster and had a great mech comp, and look, he got bottom 4, he lost MMR this game, which is absurd. Now we're up against a double Firebat player who I thought was also just gonna win the lobby because they're insanely strong, right? And I mean, they can still. So I'm just looking for more lookouts, and now I have a triple on lookout, and I just gotta go. I have 80 seconds, and I turned my brain. My brain is still on, but I gotta turn it semi off, right? Because if you try and optimize every play, you won't be able to get everything done. I'm tripling Amalgadon because it doesn't have poison. It's never gonna get poison at this rate, and it's almost an end game. I can find more Amalgadons this way and play them on the board. And, you know, I just gotta go. I just gotta try and get as much stats on the board, as much poison as I possibly can in order to live. And you see me snap picking cards. And this is APM murlocs for you, ladies and gentlemen. So at the start of the video, I talked about turning top 4 into highroll. As you can see, this mech player who's now losing MMR on a game where they hit early buster on full HP lost to people who just went to 6 and had golden Brann and Amalgadons and bullshit like that, aka me. And now let's see if the Hooktas could also capitalize on their insane high roll with their double Firebat. They could easily just go to 6 and do the same what I'm doing, just find Amalgadons, do all that stuff. Especially with their hero power, it should be rather easy to find triples and to just scale a lot of battle cry cards, whatever, right? So what I tried to do is exactly the same. I had early Grippers and Weaver. Now you don't see the Weaver on my board anymore. Most people I think would stick with that Ref Weaver, would keep the Ref Weaver on the board and tunnel vision into demons, but that would never beat my opponents here. So the only way that I could see a future was trying to go for that golden Brann and pivoting into murlocs, which I did, and into poison. One thing this turn that I want to point out, I should have played the snake first and reborn and then played the Amalgadon, because I could have had more adapts. But again, I'm just going so fast, I'm trying to do shit. I still have 4 gold left, and I could have played way more cards this turn, but it's not physically possible. It's the same like APM Pirates. You just try to get as many good decisions in. It's better to get 100 decent decisions in and good plays compared to 50 optimized plays. So keep that in mind every single time. Also, Reborn Dong is pretty good because you resummon the Amalgadon, and with that resummoned Amalgadon, you can get poison on it again with Sefin. So you could get like basically the Reborn MarkMcKz effect, where you just reborn another poison. Now we're able to tie this, and we see that Hooktas was also pivoting. They have like a Reborn MarkMcKz, I think, and also an Amalgadon. So they are trying to follow us. And we know that Lich King also had double Amalgadon early and Reborn and normal MarkMcKz already. So it is a very, you know, typical end game in this meta to just do all the poison bullshit because people high roll stats so early on. And it's not even an elemental lobby. Usually you see that in elemental lobbies because those are the craziest when it comes to pure stats. But yeah, I'm looking for golden Selfless now. I think the best end game that I can have on this board is either more Amalgadons, maybe golden Selfless, and then also Reborn MarkMcKz, but I don't have Reborn left, I don't have MarkMcKz, and I've seen all my other opponents have it, so I don't think there's too many left in the pool. I already took 4 Amalgadons out of the pool, so hopefully they won't be able to find too many either, since I know Lich King also took 2 out, and I didn't Seafood Slinger mine, so they're actually just 3 Amalgadons, my golden one. So that's why you prefer actually Seafood Slingering your Amalgadons instead of tripling, because you take a lot out of the pool for yourself, but also for your opponents. They have 8 triples, you're able to kill the Hooktas, so Hooktas only got 3rd place with an insane high roll. And Lich King, I don't know, I didn't face them early, so whether or not they're high rolled, but they definitely pivoted really well into a comp that counters most people, which is exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm still keeping my Gribber because it value trades most of the time, which is the same as poison, maybe even better, right? It could trade with things that have non-poison on the board. I also don't think stats matter anymore. It's not really a stat game for these murlocs. Like, if things have poison, they're just gonna trade 1 for 1. So I'm not gonna really buy buffs like Jug or like Murloc buffs. I would take Lookout still for a Malagnon, but that's about it, which is why I played this Hamul, and I'm looking for another Selfless. Now Maxna, I finally found it. I don't have the reborn for it anymore. I reborned my Malagnon early because I felt like I had to all in, and I should have ordered differently so it also got more adepts. But all in all, I'm selling the Brann. This might be final fight, maybe there's one more, but keeping the Brann, just, I can't afford it. Now, they had an early golden, like, Witch Wing, so I guess they did high roll as well, and Witch Wing can do some stupid shit. And they had Golden Eliza, Golden Crocolize, which is obviously sold by now as well, so even if you have a Golden Eliza, don't keep it. This is a good example. Like, if you find early tempo spikes, convert them into a late game that actually wins games. Now, they do have a reborn Selfless because of their Lich King hero power. They have 2 reborn Maxnas, 2 perfect Amalgadons as well, so I think they're slightly just ahead of us by a little bit, because yeah, he bumps my shield there. I'm able to bump a shield with a plant, but my Amalgadon also gets poison. I don't think it's gonna be enough though. They just have too much reborn poison, and we're gonna take a second place. But I still think this game was worth showing. I don't just want to show first places once again, because this was a great example of a lot of people high rolling in the lobby, and you can see those who made it till the end and those who didn't, because some people wanted to transition and optimize their board. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.